Coming up, how beer saved millions of lives in the Middle Ages. Since caveman drank that very first drop, beer has created civilization, pioneered inventions like math and writing, and built the pyramids. But now it faces its biggest challenge yet: keeping people alive in medieval Europe, when life was nasty, brutish, and above all, short.
The chances of living to age 6 was probably somewhere around 50%.
Warfare, plague, but there's another killer: water.
Rivers were foul, sewage went into them, the offal from butcher shops, tanneries dumped their waste into the rivers. The water was completely undrinkable, and if you drank the water, you got sick.
Dr. Charlie Bamforth is professor of brewing science at the University of California, Davis.
How you make it is actually important.
He believes beer saved millions of lives in medieval Europe, and he wants to prove it.
We wanted to come up with an experiment which showed that the fundamental brewing process removed the microorganisms, the bacteria that would make people sick.
Bamforth and his colleagues decide to brew up a typical medieval beer. First, they take water from a duck pond and test it in a lab.
This is a test that's used in the food industry to see if a food has contamination of fecal coliform bacteria.
Fecal sounds ominous.
These are the bacteria like E. coli that cause really serious illness. The pond water was just loaded with this type of bacteria.
Water with a twist of duck poop. It's a killer, just like medieval times.
This water is not safe to drink.
Now, using a medieval recipe, Bamforth's team brews up a 1,000-year-old beer in a modern lab.
We ground up the malt and mixed it with this water. And then after a period of an hour or so, then we collected the liquid, separated it off from the residual grains, and then we boiled it.
They let it ferment for a week. Now, the results of the experiment. Is the beer safe?
After making the pond water into beer, I tested the sample again and found no evidence of any fecal coliform bacteria, making it safe to drink.
A miracle transformation. Deadly water into drinkable beer. Of course, we know today that the boiling killed the bacteria. But medieval people had no idea. They just did it to make beer more tasty, accidentally saving millions of lives.
Life in the Middle Ages must have been pretty miserable. So beer absolutely would be the safest drink to consume.
It worked for medieval man, but what does the 21st century think of this beer?
Something that's perfumey a little bit about this.
It's salty.
Tastes like nutmeg or something.
It's good. I like it.
Then we reveal the source of the beer.
Is that a joke? It's not?
Duck pond water?
Well, I guess the ducks are doing pretty good then, right?
That's gross.
Pond water was lethal, but people could still drink like fish in the Middle Ages, thanks to beer. And everybody, but everybody, joined in.
Everyone drank beer. They drank beer from the cradle to the grave.
By the 16th century, people got through 300 liters of beer per year. Every man, woman, and child. That's 6 times what we drink today. Yes, that's right. 6 times.